Death number 12. Death by boredom. Deadpool number 250. Deadpool has been gutted, exploded, decapitated, and flash fried. But in Deadpool number 250, he meets his most soul-crushing demise yet. Domestic happiness. Yes, really. After decades of being a blood-splattered punchline in a red unitard, Wade finally gets his fairy tale ending. A wife, a daughter, emotional stability. And because Marvel has zero chill, they immediately respond by nuking the entire planet. The multiverse collapses, the sky catches fire, and Deadpool, he doesn't run, he doesn't fight. He tucks his daughter into bed, kisses his wife, and strolls into the apocalypse like it's just another Tuesday. No blades, no bullets, no wisecracks, just a slow existential fade-out. It's less Merc with a mouth and more sad dad with a death wish. This is supposed to be poetic, but it's basically suicide by character development. Deadpool's reaction? Internal monologue. So this is what peace feels like. Ew. Outward expression, silent acceptance. Which, for Deadpool, is the psychological equivalent of dismemberment. Anyway, let's rinse off that emotional residue and dive face first into something far dumber. Like, say, Death by Sky Cow. Death number 11, Death by Cow. Deadpool Kills Deadpool number 2. Welcome to the multiverse's least coordinated battle royale, Deadpool Kills Deadpool, where dozens of Deadpools try to murder each other for reasons only comic book writers and fever dreams understand. In the middle of all this sword-swinging, gun-blazing madness, one poor variant meets his end in a way that absolutely no one saw coming. Crushed by a falling cow. No warning, no dramatic music cue, just splat. A 1,000-pound chunk of airborne steak descends like God's rage-quit reality and tossed a side of beef onto Deadpool's head. This wasn't some mutated bovine assassin. It wasn't summoned by a villain. It wasn't even dropped from a helicarrier. It just falls. Like an accidental meat meteor. You want symbolism? There's none. You want logic? Keep walking. This was death by absurdity. So stupid, it circles back around to iconic. Deadpool's reaction? Really? This is how I go out? Not even a lactose pun? You couldn't give me murdered? And with that, he became ground beef with regret. From cow patty to human flambe. Next up, Deadpool finds out what it's like to be the marshmallow at the end of the apocalypse. Death number 10. Death by incineration. Deadpool Volume 3, number 45. Deadpool survived chainsaws, shotguns, and supervillains with unresolved childhood trauma. But in Deadpool Volume 3, number 45, aka Deadpool number 250, because Marvel numbers issues like they number Spider-Man, he meets a fiery end during the collapse of the multiverse. The sky is literally falling, universes are folding like cheap origami, and Deadpool, he's not fighting it. He's tucking in his daughter and hugging his wife as a cosmic fireball turns everything into ash-flavored confetti. He doesn't scream, he doesn't run, he just stands there like a man who forgot his healing factor has limits when the entire planet is vaporized. This isn't heroic, it's not even tragic, it's warm, gooey annihilation, served family style. Deadpool dies the way every explosive, loving psychopath secretly fears. Peacefully. Deadpool's reaction? So this is what medium well feels like. Anyone got a side of slaw? Moments later, there's nothing left but ash, silence, and a faint smell of melted leather. Alright, enough tender family fare. Let's get back to something meaner, like being ripped in half by a radioactive cannibal with rage issues and zero table manners. Death number 9. Death by Zombie Hulk. Marvel Zombies, Dead Days. In the Marvel Zombies universe, Earth's mightiest heroes are now Earth's hungriest flesh-eaters. So, naturally, Deadpool parachutes in like it's just another Tuesday. thinking he'll crack a few jokes and maybe chainsaw a zombie or two. Bad idea. He runs into Zombie Hulk, who is basically regular Hulk but with less morality and more hunger. The result? Hulk grabs Deadpool like a snack pack and proceeds to tear him apart mid-sentence. No finesse, no hesitation, just brutal, sloppy dismemberment, followed by dinner. Deadpool's healing factor means he's alive while he's being chewed on, which is equal parts horrifying and deeply on brand. Imagine regenerating your liver only to have it eaten again. He basically becomes a renewable buffet served a la Wade. Deadpool's reaction? Hey, big guy, ever heard of chewing? I got feelings, you know, in pieces, but still. Hulk doesn't respond. He's too busy flossing with Wade's spine. Well, that was disgusting. Let's move on to a death that's somehow worse. Being too immortal to die, thanks to a giant purple sociopath with a jewelry addiction. Death number 8. Death by Thanos' curse. Deadpool vs. Thanos number 1 to 4. You'd think being cursed with immortality would be a win for a guy who's allergic to staying dead. But in Deadpool vs. Thanos, it's not a gift. It's eternal punishment wrapped in purple vengeance. Thanos, the mad titan with a chin like a raisin with rage issues, gets jealous that death, yes, the actual cosmic entity, is into Deadpool. So what does Thanos do? He curses Wade with permanent life, as in no dying, not now, not ever, not even after stepping on a landmine while juggling katanas. So Deadpool does what any self-respecting masochist would do. He tests it. He drinks poison, walks into gunfire, throws himself into space, chainsaws his own face. Nothing works. Not even swallowing a grenade and yelling, YOLO! His healing factor just keeps rebooting like a Windows 98 computer with a virus. Eventually, he teams up with Thanos to save death from another threat, because apparently even immortal cosmic threesomes have plotlines. Deadpool's reaction? Great! I finally get the girl and I can't die to impress her. Thanks, Thanos. Hope you stub your toe on the Soul Stone. From can't die to erased from history, next Deadpool learns what happens when the only way to stop him is to control Z his entire existence. Death number 7. Death by time travel erasure. Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Again, number 5. Deadpool's been brainwashed, blackmailed, and backflipped through mind control before, but in Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe again, he hits peak carnage. Heroes, villains, civilians. He slaughters them all while thinking he's doing good. Then he snaps out of it. Oops. Realizing he just murdered everyone who ever mattered, including Squirrel Girl. And that's crossing the line. The remaining survivors do the only thing that makes sense. They travel back in time and erase him before any of it starts. No epic battle, no moral showdowns, just timeline deletion. Deadpool doesn't get punched, sliced, or vaporized. He gets edited out of existence like a plot hole in a bad rom-com. 1 second he's there, the next he's a glitch in a writer's Google Doc. Deadpool's reaction? Wait, if I don't exist, who's narrating this? Is this heaven or a rerun? His mixtape? Gone. His body count? Undone. His memories? Toast. Deadpool dies the most Deadpool way imaginable, by annoying the timeline into hitting delete. Time erased him, but claws are forever. Let's watch Wolverine put Deadpool in a metal line timeout. Death number 6. Death by Wolverine. Wolverine Origins number 40. Deadpool and Wolverine go together like tequila and regret. Bloody, loud, and someone always ends up dismembered. In Wolverine Origins number 40, their love-hate stab-stab relationship hits its breaking point. After one too many betrayals and passive-aggressive slashes, Logan finally decides to end the Deadpool problem permanently. They brawl. It's brutal. Think less friendly sparring and more adamantium therapy session with murder frosting. Wolverine slices Wade clean in half, then goes the extra mile. He decapitates him and locks his head in a sealed containment chamber. Not a casket, not a medical pod, a full-blown regeneration-killing, oxygen-denying metal prison. It's like putting your phone in rice, if your phone was screaming, regenerating, and emotionally needy. For a while, Deadpool becomes a talking head. No arms, no legs, no tacos, just head. Muffled sarcasm in a steel echo chamber. Deadpool's reaction? At least play some Kenny G while I rot, you hairy Canadian fever dream. He doesn't die permanently, but let's be honest, this might be worse. It's death by sensory deprivation, with bonus isolation trauma. Speaking of traumatic dismemberment, the next death features someone even angrier than Wolverine, the green, mean eating machine, and no, it's not Shrek. Death number 5, Death by the Hulk. Deadpool Volume 4, Number 6. In Deadpool Volume 4, Number 6, Wade makes the genius decision to ambush Bruce Banner in the woods. No backup, no plan, just full Deadpool energy and a death wish wrapped in red spandex. He thinks he'll take Banner out before he goes full Hulk. He's wrong. Banner hulks out, and what follows isn't a fight, it's a one-sided anatomy lesson. Hulk grabs Deadpool like a chew toy and starts swinging. Bones shatter, limbs fly, Wade gets smashed so hard his internal organs file restraining orders. But Hulk doesn't stop at just enough. He literally rips Deadpool in half, then hurls the pieces in opposite directions, just to make reassembly a logistical nightmare. Wade becomes scattered meat confetti, two regenerating blobs twitching across several acres of trauma. Deadpool's reaction? So, is this what a Hulk hug feels like? Tight. Very tight. Oh God, my kidneys. Eventually, he pulls himself together, but for several pages, he's basically a failed biology experiment. Torn in half by Hulk? Brutal. But getting disintegrated into molecular dandruff? That's next-level spa treatment, Marvel style. Death number 4. Death by disintegration ray. Uncanny Avengers number 21. In Uncanny Avengers number 21, Deadpool gets the kind of makeover every villain dreams of. Turned into airborne seasoning by a disintegration ray. This isn't a cool explosion with fire and flying limbs. No, this is clean death. Surgical, soulless, and instant. 1 second, Wade is mid-joke. The next, he's a cloud of regret particles gently floating over the battlefield. The weapon? Some high-tech death beam cooked up during a fight with Red Skull's forces. And Deadpool doesn't block it, dodge it, or even sass it. He just stands there and gets atomized like he owed the Ray money. There's no body left to regenerate, no brain to reboot. He's too dead to heal. It takes sci-fi grade cloning vials and an irresponsible amount of comic book logic to bring him back. Deadpool's reaction? So that's what it's like to be a vape cloud. Do I at least smell like regret and bacon? It's the only time Deadpool disappears without a single punchline, and that's saying something. Next up, Deadpool gets what every narcissist secretly fears, a multiverse-wide group intervention with bullets. Death number 3. Death by multiple Punishers. Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe number 4. By Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe number 4, Wade has officially lost it. Not quirky anti-hero, lost it, slaughtered everyone he's ever met including the Watcher, lost it. So how do you stop a guy who's wiped out the Marvel Universe? You send in every version of Frank Castle across the multiverse and tell them to shoot until the panel runs out of ink. Deadpool is ambushed by a team of alternate universe Punishers, each more emotionally constipated than the last. They don't talk, they don't warn, they just open fire with enough weapons to flatten a galaxy and rip Deadpool apart across dimensions. No healing factor, no snarky comeback, just pure narrative assassination. They don't just kill him, they erase him from continuity, like an editor getting revenge on a deadline. Deadpool's reaction? A multiversal firing squad? What is this? Comic-Con's worst panel? It's not death by blade or bomb, it's death by reset button, pulled by the only people angrier than Deadpool, alternate Franks with no chill. From multiverse to marine life, because why stop at bullets when you can be chewed on by a shark with taste for sarcasm? Death number 2. Death by Shark. Deadpool Volume 2, number 61. In Deadpool Volume 2, number 61, Wade's brilliant plan to escape via ocean leaves him stranded, floating on debris like a rejected Titanic extra. He's bleeding, he's mumbling to himself, he's also churning the water with his own body. Enter Shark. Not a mutant, not a robot, not a talking sidekick with a tragic backstory. Just a regular pissed-off apex predator who takes one look at Deadpool and thinks, regenerating buffet. The shark bites, then bites again. Wade's healing factor kicks in just in time for it to be chewed off again. This becomes a loop of seafood-themed torture. Limbs regrow, shark eats, repeat. By the end, Wade's torso washes up on shore like a meat smoothie with teeth marks. His healing factor can't decide if it's saving him or just prolonging the embarrassment. Deadpool's reaction? Great! Eaten alive by Jaw's emotionally unavailable cousin. Can someone at least tag this as a nature documentary? Shark Week will never be the same. Alright, we've had cosmic fireballs, zombie snacks, and carnivorous seafood. But nothing, and I mean nothing, hurts more than what's next. Deadpool killing Deadpool. On purpose. Death number 1. Death by Weapon X Self-Termination. Deadpool Volume 1, number 60. This isn't the funniest death. It's not the flashiest either. It's just the one that hurts the most. In Deadpool Volume 1, number 60, Wade hits rock bottom, betrayed by his handlers, hunted like a dog, and burned out on every betrayal. Joke and chimichanga, he makes a decision that stuns even himself. He turns off his healing factor. With a few keystrokes, he disables the one thing that's kept him alive through gunshots, explosions, and being eaten by literal monsters. No more regeneration, no more bounce back. Just one scarred man with nothing left to lose. Then he walks into a gunfight, unarmored, unhealed, unfunny. Bullets rip through him, arteries rupture, bones shatter, and this time, they don't grow back. He collapses under his own weight, bloody, broken, and completely human. No one notices. There's no grand exit. Just Deadpool slumped in a hallway, bleeding out like a man who finally wanted it to end. Deadpool's reaction? Nothing. No quip, no scream, no smart-ass final words. Just silence, because for once, he meant it.